In this video, we'll dive into one of the most powerful components of the SmartAnim plugin for Autodesk 3ds Max, the rig system. It generates an open framework composed of several independent components. This means you can tweak, replace, or remove any component to fit the exact needs of your project. It includes the new IKFK solver that lets you switch seamlessly between inverse and forward kinematics. Plus, the solvers come with scaling and stretching features, which are perfect for creating cartoon characters that need exaggerated, stretchy movements. Reverse foot controls give you precise foot movements, perfect for walking or dynamic animations, and the IK spine makes animating the spine intuitive and efficient. It also includes a user-friendly interface with panels for quick access to pickers, sliders, and controls. Now, to demonstrate the rig system, I'll be using this scene with this character, but you can use any character of your own to follow along with this tutorial. First, go to the Create panel, select Systems, and click the Rig button. In the front viewport, click and drag to place the rig template. Make sure both the mesh and the template are placed in the 0 position. Next, head over to the Modify panel. Here, you can customize various parameters such as the rig type, size, and name. In this case, we are using the biped rig, and let's name it Hero Rig. Over here, we have some parameters that we can use to enable different components in the rig, like the IKFK solvers, the reverse foot, the IK spine, and so on. For now, let's turn on bendy controls. With this, we're going to have additional control in the arms and legs of the rig. Over here, we can also change the number of fingers, the number of toes, spine bones, and things like that. For now, let's just use the default values. Now it's time to adjust the rig's proportions to match the character. To do this, press 1 to activate the sub-object mode for points, or expand this list here and select the point sub-object. This allows you to select and move the points representing the structure of the rig. As you can see here, if I move a point from one side, it affects the opposite side as well, so you don't have to do the same work twice. But if you want to disable this behavior, you can do so here with this Affect Mirror checkbox. You can also disable Affect Children points if you want. Now let's start matching some points in the rig. Try to use different points of view in order to make sure the points are landing exactly where we need to. Let's continue with the arms over here. And now we need to match the points of the fingers with the knuckles in the mesh. Again, make sure to use different points of view, especially in this part. Now let's match the points in the legs. And here with the foot, we also have these points at the bottom. These are used to define some key positions for the reverse foot system. Now, after adjusting all the template points, simply press the Create button. Your advanced rig is now ready, complete with bones, controllers, and helpers, all organized into easy-to-access layers. However, before proceeding further, let's adjust the control helper's shape to fit the character mesh so they can be displayed and selected properly. Select each helper and resize them better. You can do it with the size parameter over here. You can also use the control helper gizmo to give it a better display position without changing the actual position of the helper. And finally, the character mesh must be skinned to the bones created by the rig system. Use the skin modifier to bind the mesh to the rig. Carefully adjust the weights of the vertices to ensure smooth deformations during movement. With the rig created, let's see how its advanced features work in practice. We have here the IKFK solver in the arms and leg. With this, we can switch between IK and FK easily. It also has squash and stretch implemented. We can also use this bendy parameter if we want to give the arm a more cartoony feel. You can also control the tangents directly if you want. Now, if we need the hand to be linked to different objects in the scene, we can use this link parameters over here. Now, here in the leg, we have the same features that we got in the arms, plus the reverse foot, and we can control it with these parameters over here. With this, we can animate a walking cycle and other foot movements a lot easier. Now, here in the torso, we have the traditional spine controls, but we also have the IK spine. With this, we can animate the spine in such an easy and intuitive way. Over here, we have this helper. This is the UI panel with several UI controls already set up. Here we have these pickers. With this, we can select several parts of the rig. This is especially useful when we don't want to get lost selecting elements in the viewport when animating. We can also hide and unhide some controls with this. And here with these sliders, we can animate some parameters of the rig from here directly, like the IKFK blend, the manual stretch, the auto stretch, and so on. Here, we also have a pose kit helper that we can use to store poses for our character. We can do that here in this manager. We can also see here the animation manager. This modifier is assigned in each control of the rig, and with these, we can load, save, copy, and paste animations, mirroring poses, and other useful operations as well. And that's an overview of the rig system in SmartAnim. Thanks for watching, and happy animating.